Good morning, Kona. Good morning. Hi, Kona. Man, that's a long walk. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice day. Man, you want to catch a halibut real bad, huh?
Hey, you already cleared that on your bucket list. I haven't yet.
It's true. Fish on. Fish on, Kurt.
I got two keepers.
Yay! This one feels really heavy. moly, this one feels good too. This feels the best out of all of them. It's a good day, guys. Last pull. All right, guys, this is our last pull. Wish us luck. Feels good again. Yes, big boy. Yes. Maybe limit. Wow, we barely made this limit. Ooh, he's close. So close. Looks small. Time to go home. Look at that thief. Eat
in a plastic bag.
Eat sand dabs. Oh. Thanks, Kurt. Oh, I thought that was a halibut. Stingray.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it shocked me. God damn.
It stinked you?
It shocked me.
You kicked it back?
It gave me an electric jolt. It was that strong. It felt like an outlet.
No way. I thought it was a stingray with the sting.
How is that possible? Oh, because I touched it with the top of my foot. That's not rubber. Right here. That was awesome.
That was scary.
It didn't hurt. It just, whoa, I wasn't expecting it. I was trying to save you, little guy.
A little appreciation.
Hell no, I'm not touching you again, buddy. All right, guys, so this is a really easy recipe to do, and it's one of my favorites. I'll be making lobster bisque today, and there's nothing like hot soup after going fishing and working hard for your catch. This dish is great in the winter or the summer and is a great starter for any dinner. It's rich, it's creamy, especially when it's a little bit cold outside. You guys are gonna love this recipe. So in this recipe, I'm gonna show you how to use the entire crab, including the shells. Most people throw the shells away, but I think the shells hold a lot of flavor, just like shrimp shells or clam shells. All right, guys, so the first step is we're gonna get a nice hot pot, add some oil, Now we're gonna cook off these shells. This is where we get majority of the flavor from. We wanna extract some of the flavor from the shells. This is a really important step, so you don't want to rush it. So we're going to let this cook for about 5 to 10 minutes. So I've taken the meat out of all the shells and put it into a different bowl. So just to be clear, there's no meat in these shells. All the meat is in this dish right here. All we're doing is cooking the shells. So we've been cooking this for a couple minutes now, and you can really smell the flavors. It's really intensified, and it's not seafoody, but it's a smell similar to shrimp, but distinctly crab. This is what makes the dish. These other ingredients that we're gonna add are just different levels of flavor. So now we're gonna add our vegetables, which is the celery, onions, and carrots. And we're not trying to brown these, we're just sweating them down. So after we sweated these vegetables down, we're gonna add our aromatics, a little thyme, a couple black peppercorns, garlic, and a couple bay leaves. I'm gonna also add Old Bay seasoning and a sprig of rosemary. Forgot to tell you that you want to add a little tomato paste. This is going to thicken it up and also give it a little color. So now we're going to mix that together. So we're going to let that cook for a little bit, and then we're going to deglaze it with a little brandy. And a little sherry cooking wine. This is going to take the flavors from the pan and bring it up into the soup. You do want to cook this down so you don't get the alcohol flavoring in it. And lastly, let's not forget the heavy cream. This brings all the flavors together, makes it smooth and creamy. As you can tell, there's a lot of shell to soup ratio, and we're going to take care of that in a little bit by straining it out. But the shell is really where the flavor of the soup comes from, so it's good to have a lot of it. Now that we've strained out all the solids, I'm going to add back our crab meat. And I have a little too much crab meat, but those were some really big crabs. Alright guys, finally. That was the hardest catch and cook yet. Some of the most work I've done for some crab and fish. Half Moon Bay is pretty slow and it's pretty far out to the fishing grounds, so you're pedaling a lot. I must have pedaled 8 to 10 miles. But it's always worth it at the end. When you get to come home and eat fresh crab. Wow. It tastes just like in the restaurant, but with crab instead of lobster. You can't really tell, but you can really taste the flavor. The shells, it's in the soup. You could almost drink the soup alone without the crab. super hot. It's warming up my body. I can feel the nutrients already. I like to go out hungry when I'm fishing. I feel like my senses are better and I feel like a caveman. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. And I'm also going to do a catch and cook with the rockfish I caught. That'll be coming up later. And I have a really good rockfish spot that I want to hit pretty soon when the weather gets better. Stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.